And then you've got this ridiculous situation down in Tipperary. You know, the poor councillors, people of Tipperary, paid 1.7 million to build 6 luxurious houses. I mean, we're talking state of the art, beautiful solar panels, amazing finishes inside the houses, and for the travellers. And they won't move in because they want stables for their horses. I mean, how ridiculous have we become as a society where they're turning down beautiful 4-bedroomed houses because they're blackmailing the county council into giving them stables for their horses? I'm sorry, there's something seriously wrong with society when we're at that stage.
Is that the kind of statement? Because that will, I suppose it'll resonate with some people, but it'll irk others. Is that the kind of statement you think you could make as president?
Well, you know, I think the president can't make statements contrary to the government policy, you know. And obviously, when I am president, I will not be making any statements contrary to government policy. So I've got about 7 or 8 days to knock myself out here, you know. So, but, you know, I don't believe that travellers should be given special status. You know, it's why should they be given status over and above yourself or myself? You know,
But they are seen as a minority ethnicity.
that's a load of nonsense. You know, they're not Romani or whatever. You know, they're not from Romania, or they're not. You know, they're basically people that are camping on somebody else's land. You know, imagine the poor farmer whose land that they camped on. You know, and who'll buy the land from him? You know, the neighbours in the houses all around. Do you think they're sitting there going, "This is great for my property value because I've now got 3 dozen caravans down the road"? You know, that's just wrong. You know, and I think it needs to be, somebody needs to sit up and say this is nonsense. And here we are giving them luxurious houses and they're turning them down because they want stables. But they know that nobody else will move into the house. You see, I mean, can you imagine the brave person that would go in Dublin, "Oh, I'd love a lovely 4-bedroomed house with solar panels and beautifully kitted out kitchens." Do you think would they move in past all the travellers that are sitting out there waiting, watching them move? Not going to happen. So they're afraid of them.
I have to put it to you that kind of a statement is the kind of thing that people will make people worry about electing you as president, because the travellers have, I suppose, they have been fighting for rights in this country for generations, be that in terms of education or housing or support.
That's another. They get education, they get support, and they're not paying their fair share of taxes in society. You know, they live. By and large, it's acknowledged outside of society. That's why they get their status. But, you know, do they put in their tax returns? Do they pay their taxes? You know, obviously they have to pay VAT when they buy stuff. But, you know, I think it's just wrong.
It's a very broad statement, though. You can't just say all travellers don't pay taxes.
Well, I'm just saying the general conception. I'll ask you a question. Where do you live, Kevin?
Where do I live? I live in Dublin.
You live in Dublin, right?
And I don't like where this is going. I'll give you a little bit of leeway, but I ask the questions.
Right. Okay, fair enough. But would you be quite happy if, you know, 2 dozen caravans with travellers pulled up, you know, 400, 500 yards from your house, would you?
Well, I don't think they'd fit on the road by my house.
Oh,
But no, look, I accept that many communities have a problem when people pull up and move in and have caravans and whatever might come with that for a community.
Well, it devastates the prices of the houses in the area that they do. You know, so let's call a spade a spade. It does. I mean, your house price doesn't start going through the roof as soon as you get, you know, a whole 2 dozen travellers moving in down the street from you.
I suppose just to point out, though, that all of your comments are coming against a background of, you know, as Kevin said, travellers have fought for rights in this country for a long time, and we're still seeing, you know, last week we saw research about the discrimination by teachers against travellers in schools. You know, we see evidence that they feel locked out of the job market because they feel like they're discriminated against. You know, every so often we see villages shutting down if there's a funeral or a wedding. You know, that discrimination is still very much alive and well, and I think we just need to maybe point out that that's where your comments are coming against that backdrop. And do you think that you're paying enough attention to those factors as well as things like...
I think that's just a load of nonsense, really, what you just said there now, with all respect. Seriously, I mean, why would villages close down? I mean, they are given education, free healthcare. Down in Tipperary, they give them they've given them electricity. They've got everything there for them, and they're now giving them 6 beautiful houses that cost the people of Tipperary 1.7 million euros. Now, that doesn't include the cost of the land, and they are refusing to move into the houses because they want stables for their horses. I mean, how? We've just lost it. Honestly, I just don't understand how anyone can justify that they deserve special treatment.